We'll start with the Krishna story. We'll continue the Krishna's Srimad Bhagavatam Tales, Part 4, Stories of Krishna. So, whenever Srimad Bhagavatam is recited, so whoever participates and whoever recites, whoever listens, both get the benefit of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, we'll continue. So, now this is on Lord Brahma. So, now Lord Brahma will get confused, the confusion of the creator. Creator is who? Lord Brahma. And destroyer is Lord Shiva, maintainer is Lord Vishnu. So praising Krishna for his incredible feat of killing Aghasur, the heavenly Devatas rained down flowers on him. The Apsaras danced gracefully and the Gandharvas sang melodious prayers. The drummers beat their kettle drums and the Brahmanas chanted Vedic hymns. Lord Brahma heard all this celebration and was surprised. He was curious to know why the Devatas were praising this young boy in Vrindavan. He came down to Vrindavan on his swan carrier. From a distance in the sky, he saw Krishna and his friends enjoying their lunch by the Yamuna river. They shared and savored each other's dishes, laughing and having a great time with Krishna. So here, everybody saw Aghasur is killed. Aghasur was a great demon, big demon. And the Devtas were also, very frustrated, having problems with him, and he was creating problems for the Devtas. But he was giving a lot of trouble to them, and very powerful demon. And Lord Krishna has killed him, and they were dancing. And Lord Brahma is not able to believe that that Aghasur has killed such a big demon. And for temporary, even though Lord Brahma had only gone and requested Lord Krishna to come on the earth and kill the demons, but he forgot. Momentarily he forgot, that it is Lord Krishna. But he's looking now. Lord Krishna is a small child. He's saying, "Arey, this small child," and he's enjoying with his friends by the Yamuna river. They are eating food. They are laughing, having a great time. So Lord Brahma is just seeing them now. He's just come to see who is the one who has killed Aghasur. So he has just come. He's come and he's seeing them. Even though Krishna sat amidst hundreds of concentric circles formed by this group of friends, every single boy felt that Krishna was looking directly at him, and their gaze was fixed on Krishna alone. So here, one important thing is that there were so many coward boys who were sitting, but everybody was getting the feeling that Lord Krishna is only looking at him. And this is the way Lord Krishna used to give this feeling to all the gopis, all his friends. He used to expand himself, like with even his wives. When he had 16,108 wives, he used to expand himself. See, that is the quality of the God. He is God. He can do anything. Human beings cannot do like this. So we'll hear the story in Vratasur, where Chitraketu was having millions of wives, but he could not manage them. And we saw in Moon's story also, Rohini, Som Devta he was only able to take, he got attached to only one wife, and he ignored other 26 wives. And Daksh became angry at him. So even the Devtas, they can't manage so many wives, or they cannot manage so many friends. Here, Krishna is giving personal attention to each and every one of his friends, and he used to give separate attention to every friend. So here, everybody's feeling, we are only doing seva of Lord Krishna, and this is a feeling he was able to generate. Each coward boy had the incredible experience of personally feeding Krishna with their own hands, and Krishna in turn fed with his loving hand. So he's feeding everybody, and everybody separately. It's at the same time. So it is his Yogamaya. It is his power which he can do that. Krishna's power is displayed to the ultimate extent in his reciprocation with the love of his dear devotees. Krishna tucked his flute between his waist and dhoti on the right side. So on his right side is the flute in the dhoti, in the waist, while his bugle and the cow driving stick were on his left. So bugle is he used to blow that to to create that noun, create a sound. So his bugle and the cow driving stick. So one stick he was putting on the left side of his dhoti. In his hand he had curd rice with bits of pickle between his fingers. So he's having curd rice with, pickle. So this is a very favorite dish of South Indians. South Indian meal cannot be finished without having curd rice and pickle. So they always have curd rice and pickle in the end. He sat amidst his dear friends narrating jokes that made them laugh heartedly. So he's eating, he's having jokes. The boys were enjoying homemade dishes prepared by their mothers. When they found something particularly tasty, they would pick it from their own mouths and place it in Krishna's mouth, and Krishna joyfully accepted their offerings. So see how merciful Krishna is. So what are the friends doing? They were all, see, one thing is all food made by their mothers. So very important, mothers cooking food and giving food is the best thing to happen because it carries love inside that. And the food was, and when they used to give, they used to taste this from Bimala. Here also the children are giving Krishna is um, that only, and this is what the Lord likes. Lord doesn't like formality. You cannot be formal with the God, or you cannot. God likes people who are simple and just come to Him with just simplicity, simple love, simple offerings. But that bow, that feeling should be pure. As Krishna enjoyed the meal with his friends, a bumblebee burst and joined them. Krishna playfully remarked, "Why are you bothering Madhu Mangala? Are you trying to harm a Brahmana?" The boys erupted in laughter, relishing such light-hearted banter. So Madhu Mangal was one of the very friends, on whom they used to joke a lot, and he was very sportive. He used to accept those jokes. He was a little, healthy, and he used to eat little more. So they used to make joke on them. So the here also a bumblebee is coming. So Krishna is saying, "Arey, why are you bothering Madhu Mangala? He's a Brahmana." And so everybody was laughing. Brahma watched all this fun from his swan seat high in the sky. Even though he had asked Lord Krishna to come to the earth and to help reduce, just he had asked Lord Krishna to come to the earth and help reduce the burden of the miscreants, he momentarily forgot and he wanted to test whether Krishna was God. So this is where Lord Brahma did a mistake. He actually forgot that he had only requested Lord Krishna to come, but now he forgot that Lord Krishna is only God and he wanted to test him. And whenever somebody tries to test the God, he fails. So in one of the stories we see Parvati Mata, when she's walking with Sati Mata. Sati Mata is walking with Lord Shiva, and at the time of Ramayana, so she sees Lord Ram searching for Lord Mother Sita in the forest. She feels, he's not God; he's an ordinary human being, and she's saying, "I cannot believe he's behaving like this thing. So let me test him." So she tests Lord Shiva by going there. She changes her form, and she goes there as Mother Sita. And when she goes before Lord Ram immediately recognizes and says, "Arey Mata, where is Lord Shiva?" And she is emperor. So anybody who has tried to think of, test the Lord, they have always failed and they have been punished. So here, Lord Brahma is actually trying to test them. While the boys were having the meals, their calves, lured by fresh grass, wandered deep into the forest and went out of sight. Suddenly, the boys noticed that the calves were missing and became worried. Seeing their concern, Krishna reassured them, "Dear friends, please keep enjoying your meals. Don't worry about the calves. I will go find them and bring them back." So now, when they were eating this food, they saw that the calves are not there. So the calves were not there. The calves were gone. The calves were taken away by Lord Brahma. So when they said that no calves are there, then they started worrying. So Lord Krishna told, "Don't worry, I will search you. You eat here." So see, this is how Lord Krishna takes care of his devotees. He personally is going to search for the cows. He's saying, so and this he will go and find them. And when Krishna owns the anxieties of his devotees. Devotees who are dependent on him are always protected. So Lord Krishna personally protects them. Krishna, still holding some curd rice in his hand, went off to search for the lost cave. So he's having curd rice and he's going to search. When we get up from food, sometimes we have food in our hand. He looked everywhere in the mountains, caves, bushes, and narrow paths, but didn't find them. So he's searching, but he didn't find. So on eating, there's one story of Swami Vivekananda on eating food with hand. So once when he was in a foreign country, maybe US, so if the foreigner was laughing at him, "Oh, you are not using spoon and fork, you're using your own hands." So he was feeling very this thing. The foreigner was this thing. So then Swami Vivekananda tells him, "See, I am using my hand, which I know, it's very, it's clean. I have only cleaned it. But what you're eating with a spoon, fork, you don't know who else has eaten with the same spoon, and whether it is clean, not clean. Somebody would have eaten non-veg yesterday, the same spoon you're eating now, this food. So that is not pure. So eating with the hand is always pure. So it's because I have already cleaned it. So here, Lord Krishna, all children, they are eating food with their hands. And now Lord Krishna is searching the calves and he's looking everywhere, but he was not able to find. It was Brahma who had made the calves disappear. Confused, Krishna returned to the riverbank, only to find that his friends were now missing too. Krishna kept searching for the calves and boys, feeling worried. Even though deep down he knew that Brahma was behind all this. Seeing Krishna's confusion, being unable to find his calves and boys, Brahma smiled, departed from the scene. So now when Lord Krishna comes back, he sees, "Arey, now the children have also gone, disappeared." And he showed as if he's worried, but he knew that Brahma has only done this. And now Brahma immediately left from there. So now, did you know, how could Brahma steal Krishna's friends and calves? In reality, Brahma did not have the ability to steal Krishna's associates. What he took were not the original Gopas and calves, but the illusory forms created by Krishna's Maya. This is similar to how demon Ravan had abducted the illusory Sita and not the real Sita. The original boys and calves were concealed by Krishna's divine potency and remained invisible to Brahma. So now here, this is one important thing which actually I also didn't know, that here there are three sets of calves and the friends of Lord Krishna, Gopas. So three sets. One set is this illusory one, which Brahma kidnaps. Second set is the actual original ones. And the third set is which Lord Krishna will become. He'll take the form of the calves and the Gopas. So here, what Brahma has taken away is like illusory Gopas and calves, similar to Ravan who had taken illusory Sita Devi. After Brahma left, Krishna, who possesses ultimate unlimited power, expanded himself into the exact number of calves and boys that had gone missing. He exactly imitated their bodily features. He even took on the form of their sticks, buggles, flutes, lunch bags, clothings, ornaments, their names, ages, and their unique qualities and mannerisms. So see how Lord Krishna is creating so many calves, so many Gopas, exactly with names, ages, his features, his manners, how they behave. So see, this only Lord Krishna can do. No, this is one example which shows that Lord Krishna is the only God. In fact, Vishnu comes under him. So this is one of the greatest example. Nobody in this world can do such a thing. So Lord Krishna is created exactly. He has expanded himself to the Gopas and the calves. Krishna also precisely duplicated the characteristics, behaviors, colors, and bodily traits of all the calves. So calves and Gopas, everything is done. So now there are three sets of boys and calves. So three sets which the original associates of Lord Krishna, Second, illusory duplicates created by Krishna's Maya, which Brahma mistakenly took. Third is Lord Krishna's expansions as the Gopas and calves. So now there are three sets. Thus, accompanied by his own expansion, Krishna entered the village playing his flute as usual. So now he is behaving normal. So now he has created all expansions. And all the loving gopis, upon hearing the familiar tunes of their sons' flutes, rushed out to embrace them. In the form of unlimited calves, he entered every cowshed and met their mother cows. He also entered the Gopas' homes and greeted their parents. So now Lord Krishna is only entering and meeting the mother gopis and the cows, mother cows. And for them, this time they will start feeling special love because they will not realize why this is happening, because Lord Krishna has come personally in their forms, in the forms of their children. That day, the motherly gopis derived special pleasure as they directly fed Krishna instead of their own sons. Lord Krishna is being served directly and he's fulfilling the desires of his devotees. Why did Lord Krishna do this? He wanted to fulfill the desire of the gopis and to come as their son directly. Krishna drank the milk and behaved exactly like the sons and enlivened them with divine pleasure. The gopis lovingly massaged the boys, Krishna, bathed and decorated him, recited protective mantras and served them dinner. So the gopis are loving their children this time, little extra, but they're not realizing why. But they are actually they got more love this from this today. Meanwhile, inside the cowshed, the cows bellowed loudly, calling out for their calves. They lovingly licked their calves, Krishna, and generously nursed them with their milk. So the cows are also behaving the same as the mother cows. They are also liking their calves very much. They are just nursing them with the milk. Thus, the parental affection of all the gopas, gopis, and cows towards the beloved children, Krishna, grew stronger and deeper than even before. So now their love was more stronger. In fact, all the cows and gopis loved Krishna more than their own children. They had always had a special affection for Krishna, giving him extra attention that they didn't even give to their own children. Now, with Krishna taking on the form of their children, the distinction they once had between their own kids and Krishna had vanished. Now, thus, for 1 year, Krishna continued his enchanting pastimes both in the village and in the forest. See, for 1 full year, this Leela occurred. For Brahma, one moment. Brahma actually just went for one moment. And once he comes back, 1 year would have passed. So for full 1 year, these calves and the gopas have, who is Lord Krishna, have been staying with the mother gopis and mother cows. And see what great fortune they have, that Lord Krishna is personally staying with them as their children. And one more thing which happened in this Leela, which one of the places I have heard from one of the gurus, is sage Garga Muni. So Garga Muni is the sage of this Gokul, and he Vrindavan, for the Nand Maharaj and all the Gopas, he advised that this year is a very great year. You get your gopis married to this young Gopas. So what he said, now this year you get all the gopis who are young gopis married to the Gopas. So for them they are marrying to the Gopas, but these Gopas are who? They are all Lord Krishna. And now these gopis will actually get married to Lord Krishna indirectly, because and they will be eligible for doing the Ras Leela. So this also is a one thing you should know. In this year, all the gopis married to Lord Krishna as Gopas. So they married in that form. Thus, for 1 year, Krishna continued his enchanting pastime both in the village and the forest. He played with his own expansions. He's playing with his own expansions. But about 5 or 6 days before a whole year had passed, something special happened. Someone has detected the boys and calves were none other than Krishna himself. Who was he? So now 1 year has passed, just 1 year is about to pass. So we'll just see in the next chapter. In Vrindavan, Mother Yashoda had the special privilege of caring for Little Krishna. The other gopis admired her and wished to serve Krishna in the same way. Recognizing their innermost desire, Krishna transformed into their owns into their sons and calves when Brahma kidnapped them. Thus, he fulfilled the gopis' desires for motherly service and also experienced the pleasure of their motherly affection. This shows that sincere desires related to the Lord will eventually be granted. If we appreciate others' blessings without envy, Krishna will bless us in a similar manner. So, Lord Krishna had actually given this benefit to Putna also. Putna was the sister of Bimala, where he had, wished that Bimala should have a son. So that's Putna. So here also, he's wanted, they desired, here I also should have a son like Krishna, and he's fulfilling that desire. But if we envy another devotee for the special blessings he or she has received, Krishna will be displeased with us. So let us keep our hearts full of good wishes and kindness to unlock the incredible power of Krishna's blessings in our lives. So we should always be pure. That is the most important. And always, if Lord is very happy with the pure people. And if we have good wishes, God will always fulfill our blessings. So we'll continue this Brahma's Leela tomorrow on Friday. So right now we have actually covered major portion of the chapter, and we heard, how all the gopis and mother cows are actually getting the great feeling. Then Garg Muni, how he ensured that all the gopis marry the gopas in this year when Lord Krishna has taken the form of all the children gopas, and it's a beautiful lila which is happening. So we'll continue with Vritrasur's Katha. So Vritrasur, we saw how Indra actually killed Vishwarupa, and then Twasta, who was the father of Vishwarupa, created his demon, Vritrasur. Vritrasur was actually a great devotee, and then we heard the story of Sage Dadichi and how he gave his bones to the Devtas, and we heard how his story of Ashwini Kumaras, where Ashwini Kumaras wanted to learn spiritual knowledge, but Lord Indra told the Rishi that if you teach them, I'll cut your head. Then they used their intelligence. They said, we'll cut your head and put a horse's head, and then you can do you can teach us. Then we'll put your head. Once Indra cuts your head, we'll put your head back. And after this, they made a Vajra with the help of Vishwakarma, and the battle is going on. So all the demons ran away. Vritrasur is alone fighting. So Vritrasur actually made all the Devtas also ran away, and Indra is fighting him. This thing, but Vritrasur is actually now provoking him, telling him, "Arey, you use your Vraja, kill me. Lord Vishnu has blessed you." But Indra is not believing. He's so insecure. This shows, that Indra is always insecure of his position, because that position he feels can go away anytime. So then he finally decides, Vritrasur, okay, let me start worshipping Lord Vishnu so that he will help me. So then he starts worshipping Lord Vishnu. So he says, "Oh Lord, may my mind always be thinking about you. May my words always praise your divine qualities. May my body always engage in your loving service. I do not desire heavenly enjoyment, mystic powers, or liberation. All I need is your service. May I become a servant of your wonderful service." So this demon is a devotee of the Lord. So he's saying so beautiful prayers to this thing. And then he's further praying, just as the baby birds are dependent on the mother bird to feed them, just as the hungry calves wait to drink the milk of their mother cows, and just as a wife lovingly waits for her husband to return home, I always yearn for the opportunity to serve you directly. Please give me the friendship of your wonderful devotees. Let my mind not be attached to anything in this temporary world. This is the perfect prayer of all Vaishnavas. They want association, service of the devotees of the Lord. And they never want heavenly planets. They don't want mystic powers. And he's saying, always as the children who always are looking up to their mother, I also am looking at yourself or your Lord, to your devotees. So he's thinking, Indra is not fighting. So now he said, so now I'll show him prowess. So he said, I will attack him, then Indra will attack me back. So Vritrasur immediately whirled his trident and threw it at Indra. He said, okay, oh evil one, I'll kill you. Then what? Indra immediately came into action and he cut that trident which Vritrasur had thrown with his thunderbolt, because the thunderbolt was powerful. Then Vritrasur again, he struck Indra on his jaw with an iron mace. So it's a heavy. He attacked. He also struck Airavat. And then with such a powerful attack, the thunderbolt which was there in Indra's hand, that fell down. And that fell down, and everybody, the Devta said, wow, such a powerful attack. And they praised him, but they worried, from Indra's hand that Vajra has fallen down, and they were worried. So then Vratasura said, no worry, Indra, you pick it up. I'll not attack you like this. You pick your thunderbolt and then uh, come and fight with me, kill your enemy. This is not the time of lamentation. Only Lord Vishnu is always victorious. All others are sometimes victorious and sometimes defeated. Time is the cause of victory or defeat. Therefore, one should be equipoised in all the disturbing circumstances in life. Look at me. Even my arm is cut. I'm still trying to best without this thing. So when Indra attacked the back, thrown with his thunderbolt, Vritrasu's right arm also was cut off. And still he was fighting. After that, he was fighting with his left hand. And with these words, Indra was surprised. How can Vritrasu talk such beautiful words? So he might be a great devotee like Prahlad, Bali, who were also born in demons. And then Indra again took his thunderbolt and he started attacking. He told, you are a perfect devotee. I can see your composure, wisdom, and devotion despite your dangerous position. And they were talking in the middle of the battle. They started spiritual talks between Indra and Vritrasur. So Indra is appreciating. But again, Vritrasur attacks. He throws his iron club with his left hand. So now Indra slashed that iron club also and cut his left arm. So now Vritrasur is with handless. He's not having his hand and he's bleeding. But still he's fighting. Now what is he fighting? He has his very big mouth. His lower part of the mouth, lower jaw touching the ground and upper jaw touching the sky. So what he does, he goes and swallows Indra and Airavat. So both are swallowed inside the mouth. And now Vritrasura said, now I have killed Indra, so there is no need to fight, and let me meditate on the Lord. And he goes into the trance, and then a soul comes out of Vritrasura's body and enters Vaikuntha. And he becomes associate of Shankar. But Indra has not died, he's been swallowed. But Vritrasura has done that. Now Indra didn't die, so he had the power of Narayan Kavach. So he used that Narayan Kavach, and with that, it took 1 year for him to come out of Vritrasura's body. So he came out of Vritrasura's head with his thunderbolt and with the help of Narayan Kavach. So 1 full year he was inside the body of Vritrasura. And then when he came out, everybody was happy, but he did not feel happy because he felt, I have killed a Brahmana and I should atone for it. So here Vritrasura has shown greatness. He has shown his greatness of continuing the fight, and he was always provoking, helping Indra on this thing. He was always guiding him because he knew Lord Vishnu has told that Indra has to win and I have to die. So because he wanted Lord Vishnu's words to be true. When Vritrasura was killed, all the Devtas felt and relieved. So everybody was relieved, everybody this. But Indra was mentally disturbed, and he decided that he will do some atonement because he had killed Vishwarupa, then this sin. So he decided. So then sages told them, we'll perform some Ashwamedh Yagna for this. So do not fear. And that's the reason he had did this scenes. So now, not only did that, he also went from that place to a place called in northeast, to a lake called Manasarovar. So he went there. He lived inside the lake for 1,000 years. He lived there for 1,000 years and did meditation. And he was living inside the subtle fibers of a lotus stem. So he was staying inside the leaves of stems of lotus. And now since Indra was not there, so Devtas thought, what to do? Who will rule the Indra heavenly kingdoms? So temporarily they arranged a person called Nahusa. So Nahusa was good in knowledge and mystic powers. And he said, okay, I'll take this position. But what happened once he took the position, he also became very proud. So we see, everybody who gets a position now, they become proud. So this pride enters them anyhow. So now this Nahusa also became proud. And now what he did, he's telling Indra's wife, since Indra is not there, you live with me, you serve me. And he was trying to this thing. So Indra's wife was not happy. So immediately she went to Brahaspati and told him, please advise what should I do. This man is actually telling me to serve him. So Brahaspati is an intelligent person. He says, you do this way. You tell Nausa to come in a palanquin, and that palanquin should be carried by great brahmanas. So then you do. So then she goes and informs Nausa, you come, then I'll serve. So then Nausa orders great sages. He's ordering Agastya Muni to carry the palanquin, and great, including Agastya Muni. They were all great. Agastya Muni was also there. And then when they were carrying the this palanquin, he was sitting inside, but he was proud. So he was shouting them, Sarpa, Sarpa. He's walk fast, go quickly. And he touched, with his feet, he touched Agastya Muni. So Agastya Muni became very angry. He said, Arey, what, Sarpa, Sarpa? You are so king, you become a Sarpa snake. So that Nausa immediately became an ugly python. And Indra, who was living in Mansora, when he completed his 1,000 years, he was purified with the blessing of Lord Shiva and Mother Lakshmi. They protected him, and then he came back and he completed his Ashwamedh Yagna, and then he was relieved by sin, and then he started ruling his kingdom back. So this is the story when Indra killed Vratasur, and then how he did atonement, how Nausa, who came as a temporary Indra, how he became proud and how he was punished. So pride is one of the very, very dangerous situation which comes with power, which comes with money. I see children who study in very expensive schools, or like in Bombay, you have a school called Bombay Scottish, where children of all top actors, very rich people study. So that's where those, because of it, they have a lot of pride in them, because of the money, richness. Other students who are coming from middle class, they always feel inferiority complex. So this pride is very dangerous. We should see that our children don't get that. They be humble always. So this is important. So now we'll just listen to the story of Vritrasur's previous lives. Who was Vritrasura in previous life? How he became a demon. So Vritrasur was in his previous life, he was Chitraketu. So Chitraketu was a king, and he was ruling a Surasena province, and he was handsome, educated, wealthy, and he had a beautiful queen, Kritadyuti. But he was also he did not have a child, so he was very sad. So generally I've seen most of the kings like Maharaj Dasharath, he was sad because he was having everything, but he did not have a son. In this case, Chitraketu did not have a child, so he was very sad. He said, I told her. So what he did, he kept on marrying many, so he had one more wife. So in this way, he kept on marrying 10 million wives. And 10 million wives he was marrying, and he did not have a child. So he was more upset, after marrying so many people, I'm not having a wife, having a child. So he was really upset. So once, what happened, a sage named Angira who was traveling, he came to meet Chitraketu. Then he asked Chitraketu, why you are looking so sad? So although Chitraketu told him, you're a sage, you will be aware of my things. But still he told, dear sage, I'm not having a child, please help me. So that sage told, okay, you perform this sacrifice, I will give you food. He helped him doing a sacrifice, and with a prasadam, he told him, give this prasadam to your wife, and you will get a son. But you should note that the son you get, he'll be the cause of your happiness as well as sorrow. So Chitraketu said, okay, no problem. What he thought, if this son who will be born, he will trouble me in, he'll be born and he'll trouble me in future. He'll take away my wealth, or he'll do a lot of bad things. But he didn't know what actually was going to happen. So he said, okay. So then he gave this prasad to his first wife, Kritadyuti, and they got a beautiful son. And they started loving, so happy, and they distributed gifts and so many things to the Brahmanas. And then they were living happily. But his affection towards the son and his wife increased, first wife. So he was totally attracted. But his other 10 million wives started feeling detached, distracted. Said, what's like this? He stopped looking at us also. So he was only looking at taking care of his wife, because they did not have a child. So what these wives did, they gave poison to the child. So they gave poison, to the child, and they killed him. So the child died. So Chitraketu, when Chitraketu's mother, first his mother thought, the child is sleeping for a long time. But when the maid servants told, no, he's not getting up, he's dead. So then she became sad, and Chitraketu also became very sad of the untimely death of his son. So this is a reality in material world also. We lose so many people on untimely age. People die. The parents, the children, the parents of those children really go into deep depression, and that is not the right time also to give them that knowledge. They are not in that frame of mind to understand this spiritual knowledge. They can't understand. So that's the reason this knowledge of spirituality should be taught, so that they're mentally strong to handle any such situation, because these things can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any place. So if you are having this knowledge, then you can accept such things, because these things are not in our hands. Some things what we can control, we should be only upset at things which we can control. If things are not in our hand, you can't do anything. You'll be only wasting time by just keeping on worrying, thinking about those things. So like your birth, place of birth, the family where you're born, you can't control that. It's as this thing, your gender, everything is this thing. So now they became very sad. So they were just upset, and they were thinking at that time, Narad Muni and the sage Angira just came. And then they told him, see, my son has gone. So they were lamenting, my dear son, please speak with me and all those things. And Narad Muni they said, so Narad Muni and Angira, they are telling him, Chitraketu, what is your relation with this dead body? This relationship, does it exist? Does the relationship exist before? Does it truly exist now? Will it continue in future? So these all relationships are temporary, but he could not understand this. So Narad Muni, what is further explaining, as the sand particles of a seashore come together and get separated by the force of waves, the living beings also come together and are separated by the force of time. We were not together before birth and will not be together after death. God brings people together and disperses them as they deserve. So King Chitraketu understood verbally, but because he could not digest, because he was very in a sad mood. So his sage is further explaining, as from one seed, another seed is generated. So from the parent's body, the child's body is generated. But the soul is not created by the parents. The body of the child is right in front of you, and you have never seen the eternal soul of within the body. Whom are you lamenting for? See, child is in front of you, but the soul is always eternal. It will keep on moving. So so then Chitraketu is asking, please enlighten me with your spiritual teachings. So then Angira further tells them, dear king, we have come to relieve you from the sadness. Learned devotees never lament for material loss or gain. Earlier, when I met you, you were ever overwhelmed with the desire to have a son. So I fulfilled your desire. Now that you have understood the temporary nature of material relationships, you are ready for spiritual knowledge. So now Narad Muni, what he does, he gives life to the son back. So he brings that son back to life. And plus, he is giving a auspicious mantra to Chitraketu, saying, with this mantra, you will get the shelter of Lord Shankarsana. So now, when the child wakes up, so then he says, "Oh, great sage!" So everyone is happy. Then Narad Muni tells to the child, "Dear child, just see your father and mother. Everyone is sad because of your passing away. Re-enter your body and enjoy life with your relatives. Accept your father's royal throne and wealth." So the boy spoke, "Oh, great sage, in which birth were these persons my parents? I have been wandering in the bodies of devtas, animals, and human beings. In many lifetimes, I had many parents from different species. In different births, people became our friends, relatives, enemies, well-wishers, and so on. All these relationships are valid only when one is within a body, but no one is permanently related." Saying this, the boy again left, and people saw only his dead body. This is a summary of our body and relationships, be it our parents, spouse, children. Although we have attachment for them, we should know that these relationships are only till we are in this body. Some relationships will be for 10 years, some will be for 20 years, some will be for 40, 50 years. But once his body is there, nothing. He's saying, this child is saying, in which birth were they? He's not remembering also, because when a person dies, his memory is zeroized. He's reformatted. So all his memory is gone. So now he's asking Narad Muni, okay, these are my parents, but in which birth? I don't know. Because I have been taking so many births. I have been born as Devta, I have been born in animals, I have been born in the body of human beings. So they were parents in which lifetime? I had many parents and I had taken so many births. I had many friends, enemies, and everybody was still there till I was within a body. And because nothing is permanently fixed. And this child gives a great knowledge to everybody standing there. Everybody's stunned. They are, shocked. And now everybody forget their sadness and they do the funeral ceremony. And this co-wives of Chitraketu, they also atone themselves. They become ashamed. And then Chitraketu takes the chants the mantra, and he is attached to Lord Shankarasana in front of them, and everything. So it's this prayer. The Lord bless them, and by the instructions of Anga and Indra, you have gained spiritual knowledge and are able to see me. Human birth is very rare and must be utilized properly. Its ultimate goal is to perform bhakti yoga and understand me. O king, you will achieve me at the end of life. Saying this, Lord departed. So Lord Shankarasana came and he also blessed him. And he told, you will, after this life, you will come to my planet. You will achieve me in life. So after this, we'll have one more story of why Chitraketu was cursed to become a demon. So that we'll cover in the next session. Because that story, and then what will happen, this Srimad Bhagavatam, this Bhagavatam Tales part 2 will be over. And part 4, there are 3 chapters left. We'll keep on doing that and continue in this manner. Okay, so I'll just end this session. Vancha kalpatrubhesha kripa sindhu bhaya ivacha patitanam pavne bhayo Vaishnave bhayo namo namah.